Season 2 of the Pat and JT podcast.
Oh man, I'm here at last. The best time, always gonna be the best. Come on!
Exclusively on the Hurrdat Media Network.
All right.
Quick little pro tip that I just found out this morning on a little small, very small team meeting from our company, Hurrdat Media. Love them, great people. They're awesome. I had no idea that we have a policy in the company that we have to respond to an email within the company within 24 hours. Did you know that?
I guess I haven't.
Let me guess.
Been an offender.
That's a flex right there. Email flex. It wasn't brought to my attention because I've done it a million times, but that wasn't why it was brought up. It was brought up because we are getting new interns, and somebody on the call is like, "Hey, make sure they know that we have a 24-hour and
turnaround."
And me and Sasha and Nick all looked in the camera like,
"What?
We have what?" And like, yeah,
Nobody told us that.
They said that it's covered in the new employee whatever. I don't remember that at all. Probably because it's like, well, that ain't gonna happen.
That was the least of our worries at that point.
Right,
when we got told that stuff.
Right.
Maybe we should go back through it again.
Oh, man.
The new employee thing.
Actually, you know what? That's maybe at like the 6-month period when because those first couple weeks for anybody starting a new job, it's overwhelming.
Cluster.
So then go back in after 6 months and redo everything.
It should be. I think that would make more sense because a lot of the things you learn when you first go to a job, you have nothing to attach these things to because you don't know how they apply. Mm-hmm. And then once you've been somewhere for a while, you start understanding like where the bathroom is, where do we find where do we store the spoons?
Right.
Where do I find more toilet paper? Where
all the important stuff.
Right. Yeah. How fast I got to reply to my emails. That all that kind of crap. And you go back through and it'll be like, okay, that makes sense.
Right.
Now I get it.
Because nobody pays attention during
Exactly.
the new employee stuff. Nobody sits there and reads the handbook, and nobody sits there and listens. You can't process it all.
You can't apply it. Mm-mm. You're just like, I don't even know what this means or how it works. It's kind of like, in Zoom meetings too. We've just recently in our Teams meetings started raising our hand.
Hilarious. Thank you for finding that feature.
And the fun part is I've seen others use it, and actually I have a podcast I listen to. It's 6 people all on Zoom. Mm-hmm. And so they have to raise their hand. So when they're talking
hilarious.
And want to go, okay, I just saw Bobby raise his hand. Bobby, what do you want?
It's so funny. It's so dumb, that little hand.
But it's fun, but it makes sense because everybody gets to finish their thought. Nobody gets interrupted.
Yeah.
And you get a chance to then speak your piece. It makes sense.
It does make sense.
So we just discovered this, started using it a couple of weeks ago, mm-hmm. and then they upgraded. And now we have 4 emojis we can choose from.
Which is brilliant.
A heart, clapping, thumbs up, I think. And
there is no thumbs up. That's what they need to have a thumbs. They have clapping, they have a heart, they have, or they need to have a laughy or something.
Yeah,
like
they need a
face.
laughing one. That's right. Yeah. That's what they don't have. But I think that might be, if anything, if I was going to add to the new employee manual, I think we need to have because now everybody's using Teams and Zoom all the time. Mm-hmm. You kind of need an etiquette class.
Yeah.
For that, and that you go in muted.
Yeah, you go in muted.
You don't, and if they want everybody to be on video so we can see everybody's faces, they have to ask that in advance and say, please come in with your face or be prepared.
Yeah,
or something. And really that shouldn't be a big deal to me. I'm perfectly fine if everybody stays hidden.
Right.
I really don't care. But for some people, like if they're making not even a presentation, but if they're just explaining something, it's helpful to see people's faces and see somebody nod in agreement.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But then I notice some people like over nod. Like
a lot. Yes, and that's annoying when you're watching people nod.
It's like, you guys, there's like a whole bunch of bobbing heads on the screen. It's like, but then it'd be also equally not annoying, but funny to see just a whole bunch of like clapping hands.
Everybody at one time.
Yeah.
Applause. It's so like dumb. An ovation.
It's so dumb. It is so. But what's really funny is that last week, I think, when Dax and Adam from Hollywood Raw were on a press conference and they were talking to Pitbull, right?
Yes.
And I had to record it from
and
this
I have
side.
to say, I find him fascinating.
Pitbull's amazing.
He's really, his whole life story is pretty fascinating. He comes off as a total, tool bag or douchebag sometimes, but he's not. That's his.
He's just such a positive person.
Yeah, that's his shtick. Mm-hmm. But to hear him just sit and talk.
Smart.
Wow.
And okay, that makes this even funnier. It's because Dax calls me. He's like, "Oh, you got to get in. This press conference is going on. I can't record it. I'm on the road. Whatever. Can you do it?" So I'm okay. So I come in here. They send me the Zoom link. It was Zoom. Get in, and it's pit bulls there, and then the whole row of people up top. First of all, and I wish I could have heard more. It was all in Spanish, except Dax and Adam English. So they would transition to English. So I understood them. I understood they said, because it was for NASCAR. They said Days of Thunder. They said Tom Cruise. They said Nicole Kidman and then Britney Spears. Those are the only words I understood in the Spanish portion of it. But all these reporters are on top getting ready to ask questions, and they all have their hands raised. It's like, dudes, that's why you're here. We assume you all have a question.
We're just going to go across. We're just going to go down the line.
Just go.
Alphabetically.
And literally every little hand was up.
That's funny.
So yeah, it was, but yeah, it's like, that's why you're in the press conference, just to ask questions.
Just to ask questions. But it is, I think it is really helpful to do that. So it might be something to throw at your own, if you have your own Zoom or team meetings that you have to do, because if everybody goes in muted, number one, you don't have somebody in the background. It sounds, yesterday, one of our guys is outside and it sounded like he was in the bottom of an aquarium.
It did.
And I was like,
and you hear a truck go by every once in a while.
Because you hear cars, but it sounded like water. It was just so crazy. Or if you have a hard typer.
I'm a hard typer. I'm a hard typer, but I'm trying to be more cognizant of that. I know I'm a hard typer,
so
but
just hit mute.
And I don't type right because that's so it magnifies it so much.
So much, it's crazy.
And I finally bought some AirPods for my ear. They were supposed to come in yesterday, but the weather, whatever, they come in tomorrow.
Right.
Because I got made fun of because I was on a meeting and I had my dangly and it was rubbing on my zipper.
Yep.
And so they're like, grow up. It's time to grow up and get some AirPods.
The little speaker.
Yeah.
That's right. Or the microphone, I guess.
So I'm pretty pumped about that.
So that's exciting. I've got mine, and for some reason they won't pair up right now. They've been pairing up like a champ, and they won't pair up now with the desktop.
Oh, really?
The laptop, I guess. The laptop, it won't pair up, and I don't know what the problem is. I turned off everything else that it likes to pair up with, including my phone, so it can't, I turn off the Bluetooth on everything else, and it just sits there and spins, and it can't, for some reason, they can't see each other. I don't know. They must be in a fight. I don't know what's...
Hey, they just need to get through it. Just need to work it out.
It's crazy. So, big news on my side. I applied for and have been accepted to the Outlandish Omaha page on Facebook.
Oh, wow. Outlandish Omaha. How many members are there?
I don't even know because I don't care because I just want to be a member. But Outlander, the TV show. Pretty excited about that. Let me see if I can find it here real quick. But and they've got some great memes that are on there and some great funny comments and stuff. I'm just in season 5 and somebody I think commented that season 6 just started. I'm not sure. So I'm almost caught up.
That's frustrating though. That's kind of sucks because then you got to wait. Now at least you can go binge and watch a whole bunch of it. Then when you catch up, you got to wait till the next season comes out.
Now I got to slow my roll a little bit. Here it is, Outlandish Omaha, 200 members.
That's funny.
So,
are you a group joiner?
I belong to Zeroing In on Health, which is the carnivore page, right? Just because I'm curious that's the one that Kelly Hogan started with a couple other people. If you watch her videos, you'll understand. If you get a chance to Google her, she's crazy good. I belong to the German Shepherd group for Omaha.
Okay.
I don't belong to a lot of groups.
Okay.
I really don't. I mean, it's like if it's stuff that I want to learn more about. There was another group that I belonged to that was also kind of the carnivore type stuff, and there was a real ogre that lived on that page. She was one of the admins. If you mentioned anything that wasn't meat, I mean, just even a question, look in the files. It's all the answers are in the files. Go read the files before you comment. It's like, oh my God.
Calm down.
I'm just asking a question. I thought that's why we're all here, right?
No, well, it's in the files.
We're not here for conversation. Go read the files and then just sit there, I guess.
Like, you know what? I'm going to go Google it then. Screw you.
Yeah, so I dumped them. So I get it. I understand that they hate answering the same questions, but I wasn't asking her to answer it. And honestly, it's just kind of nice to engage with some other people that have a common interest because maybe they're running into the same issue or they had the same, how does that work? It's just little questions that you have and you have a little conversation.
Not when you have a big old B as
social
an admin.
Media communication. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
A B as an admin.
There's Beth is a member of, this is such a random group, but it's Aldi Lovers True Crime. Aldi's True Crime Lovers Group, whatever. So it's people that love Aldi but also love true crime. So you'll see people throwing up deals at Aldi at the same time they find, oh, you see this story? This person found a body here. It was just the weirdest pairing. It's so weird.
I think that's great.
There's another group. I'm not a part of it, but our friend Angie is, and it's called Help Me. I think it's like Help Me Make a Decision. And it's like 50, 60,000 people where somebody will literally say, I don't know if I want sushi or Taco Bell tonight. And instantly, like hundreds of people like comment, they'll laughy face for yes, heart for no. It's funny.
Just to it's just like a quick poll, right? Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, this group, I got to say, in the series itself, Outlander, holy cow. So glad to meet Sam. Man, he is smoking hot. But they also have a new show called Men in Kilts.
Yeah, I saw that promoted on
Stars.
I saw that commercial for it the other day.
I haven't started watching yet, but it's two of the guys from the show.
Oh, it is?
From Outlander that are doing it. And they are literally the real deal Scottish. Which is
it looks like it'd be a funny show.
You can say anything to me in Scottish. I just found out. I don't care. I don't care what you read.
Oh, as long as you say it in Scottish?
Just say it with your accent, please.
Yeah.
Please bring your accent. You in Australia.
Call me whatever name you want.
Yes. Yeah, one of the guys literally is on the show. His name is Graham McTavish.
That doesn't get any more Scottish.
Does it get any more Scottish? I mean, seriously. And then another thing that I saw. Have you ever heard of a show called Tiny Kitchen? Mm-hmm. Where they make itty bitty things?
It's adorable. So funny.
So Sam, the lead in Outlander, I was going to call it Outlander. He's in an episode of it, and it's on that page, and it's just like he's making a little strawberry shortcake.
It's the most ridiculous show. It's cute.
Google it. Tiny Kitchen Show.
It's like you're amazed. First of all, that anybody would ever think about doing
the utensils that look like they're for Barbie.
Just adorable. And then like little the one episode I saw, they made hamburger and French fries, and the fries and the little fryer. It's funny.
And the stove really works with a little cast iron skillet.
It's so dumb.
Yeah, if you get a chance, check that out. And then what was the other thing? I have two other things. One was I had to bring this up. You know, you're getting old. You know, the other day when we had Nick on an episode with us, that works here in the office with us, and the conversation turned to talking about records and talking about a 45, having our 45s, and he was like looking at us like
what?
Your guns, your what, right? And you don't realize that. So I saw a post the other day. A friend of mine got put in the corner pretty hard by her daughter, MC Hammer. She thought it was Mick Hammer.
Mick Hammer? What? So her daughter thought it was Mick Hammer?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because it didn't mean anything to her.
Mick Hammer.
MC Hammer. Who's Mick Hammer?
God. Well, that's a kick in the teeth.
Wow. Thanks a lot.
Who's Mick Hammer?
Mick Hammer? Well, that's not how you say it, but damn it. Poor thing.
Nick, we had was it last week or 2 weeks ago? Whatever, for Hollywood Raw, Pauly Shore was their guest. And Nick's in charge of all their social media, does all their posting, does everything for Hollywood Raw.
He's really good at that stuff.
And he got, and so TikTok, one of the TikToks is up to like 600,000 views so far. And Nick's like, that's awesome. I'm super glad that it is, but I don't know who the F Pauly Shore is. He had no idea. He goes, I read his Wikipedia page, but I have no clue. And I'm like, what? You don't know who Pauly Shore is? He goes, nope, no clue. No idea.
That's awesome. And he's doing the social media.
He has no clue. So that just shows you how good he is.
He's so good at it.
He doesn't need to know who they are.
Doesn't even matter if they're famous or not. He didn't even need to know they were famous. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
All right. Then the last thing I got for you is a quiz.
Oh God.
I put it on Facebook. If you want to play along, feel free to go look at it. It's called Older Than Dirt Quiz.
Okay. Oh, I think I saw you post this. You said you recognized 10 of them. I didn't read through the list because I figured we'd probably do it on the show.
We're going to do it on the show. Yeah, so you might want to keep tabs.
Do I need to get here we go. I've got a dry erase board.
That'll work. Your dry erase board. That'll work.
Just like, what's his name?
Carl
Rove.
Carl Rove uses his whiteboard. Oh, that's right. All right, so any of these that you recognize, you get a point.
Okay.
Blackjack chewing gum.
Yes.
Wax Coke-shaped bottles with the sugar water. Candy cigarettes.
Smoked them.
Soda pop machines that had glass bottles.
Yes.
Coffee shops or diners with the tableside jukebox.
Oh, yes. Big time.
Yes. Home delivery glass bottles with cardboard stoppers.
No.
Party lines on the telephone.
I remember
was on one.
Calling a party, like you call a number, but not like we were talking about.
We were on one
so
for a while.
I don't. No, do I have to? I know of these things, but I'd never experienced it.
Do you remember?
Okay, so no, I don't.
Okay. Newsreels before the movie.
Yes.
I mean, you know about that.
Yeah.
PF flyers.
Yes.
What is that?
It's a radio flyer? PF flyer?
That's a PF flyer? I just saw radio flyer.
I
Just say radio flyer.
I think this, I mean,
Google PF flyers.
okay.
Because I don't know. I didn't Google anything
When you
that I
said
didn't
PF,
know.
I'm like, Chang's, it's not
That's
that old.
It's PF flyers, not Chang.
Oh, PF flyers are shoes, those.
Oh, I
Okay.
didn't know that.
PF flyers. So I didn't know that. So I got to take a point away.
Take a point away.
Okay.
Erasing. Butch wax. Is that for your hair? For dudes, like in the 50s?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Would have been?
Yeah,
I
but I didn't know.
TV test patterns that came on
Yes.
at the end of the day.
Yes.
Pea shooters.
Yes. Had them.
What's a pea shooter?
It's
Is it just
like-
a straw? Oh,
yeah.
okay. Howdy doody.
Yes.
I know of them. Yep. 45s. S&H green stamps.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
I used to fill out the books for
Wow.
grandma.
That's like a
S&H.
TBT. Yes, I remember that. Yeah, the books, and you have to stick them in there, and you got discount.
Yeah,
Wow,
you
holy
take in
cow.
your filled out book and,
Yeah.
and they give you money off.
Man.
I don't even remember what they were worth. I had no idea what the value was, but I knew that you saved them to get money off.
Or like get like a free loaf of bread if you got 4 books.
There
or,
you go.
Yeah.
Yep. Hi-fi, which stereo. And the last one is metal ice trays with the lever.
Ooh, I don't remember
My
that.
grandma had that.
I don't remember that.
Yep. What you got?
I got 12.
Not bad.
So I'm older than dirt.
Older than dirt.
I'm older than you. By 2 points.
By 2. What? So
Man,
so-
that stamp thing, that's a memory
Talk about-
that was deep in the crevices of my brain.
right? And it had been put away.
I remember
Yeah.
actually, I think it was, I don't even remember what store specifically. Was it S&G? Was that the store? Or is it like just a rewards
S&H.
program?
S&H green stamps. I think we could use, I'm not sure if it was at Ben Franklin's. Ben Frank was the dime store. Do you remember going to the dime store? That's what everybody called it. That was like Walgreens, right?
Yeah.
Ben Franklin's. But
I remember
I don't
using it,
remember
being
where
able to
you could
use
use
them like
There was
with
a
like 10
store-
books. You got like, you buy one, you get a Royals ticket. But if you had 10 books filled out or 5
Yeah.
books, you got the other ticket free. And I don't remember what store it was.
yeah, if anybody has any
That's awesome.
recall on that, just kind of curious where you would use those.
Holy cow.
Did you go to Woolworths with them?
Maybe that might have been Woolworths.
Right?
It may have been. Yeah.
Or Skagway?
Skagway. Yes, it might have been Skags.
Who named that?
Skags. Oh my God. All right, 402-403-9478. Love getting your texts or on social media. It's Pat and JT pretty much everywhere. You can also email us, hey@patandjt.com. Thanks for listening.
Right here.
Pat and JT Podcast, a Hurrdat Media Production.